The views and opinions in the following program remain those of the producer or sponsor, and not those of Medford Community Cablevision, its staff, management, board of directors, or other affiliates.
We are recording now. Okay, here we go.
To your side with your hips upon my mind, such a lovely, beautiful surprise. Say you want to play hooky with me. I'll be there anytime. We're lying in the park, I say let's blow it all off. It takes two to make one spark. Say you want to stay here next to me and leave it all behind. My partner in this crime. I've got nothing but time for you. Yes, we'll be walking, talking, laughing, talking it all up to this move. Time for you. Yes, I will eat up every minute, so I will be too full to miss you. It's getting kinda loud. What do you say when we slip out? I see the three still makes a crowd. Think it's time we fade into the breeze, and then you'll blow my mind. I've got nothing but time for you. Yes, we'll be walking, talking, laughing, chalking it all up to this move. Time for you. Yes, I will eat up every minute, so I will be too full to miss you. Let's get caught or tangled up in a knot. Why should I care? Who knows? Well, so my story goes. Change it up and dig ourselves from a rut. Let's see what we expose as the feeling grows. The night is almost gone. If only we could hold on, but now we kiss the dawn. Say you want to play hooky with me. Yeah, yeah. I'll be there anytime.
to the show Meeting Interesting People. Before I introduce my guest today, I would like to say to my viewers that this is our third year with the program Meeting Interesting People. And I would like to thank my viewers like Maria Bonner, Professor Schneiderman and his wife Svetlana. And of course, I'm really grateful for help of members of TV3, Dan, Ariana, and Pat, and people who was working with me earlier, 3 years ago in 2009. And right now, I'm an honor to introduce my neighbor, literally, Greg Allison. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Who is a very busy dad right now. And of course, the conversation most of the time it's about the child and some current news. And I know once the musician, very famous one, violinist, he was saying, I never had time to learn tango, and then I asked my friend to write the piece where a tango will be included so then I can play and dance at the same time. So, and that's what I do in my programs. I'm trying to have a conversation with people, which is I'm learning more about them, even through this interview, because I know you have a lot of different hobbies, and your work, it's not exactly the same what you got as your degree in school.
Right.
So just let's start talking about that. First of all, you only 6 years in Medford, right?
Yeah, I've lived in Somerville for a long time, been in Boston since '96, I believe. So, you know, I feel like this is my home now. For a long time, obviously, it was where my parents were, and been up here long enough to feel like this is home now. And just been back in Medford, yeah, about coming up on 6 years.
Mm-hmm. So, you need to tell our viewers that you are a graduate of Berkeley College.
Mm-hmm.
So, your profession, your qualification is musician, right?
Yeah, in music, the degree is called music production and engineering. So
okay.
It's the soundboard stuff, the production stuff. But because of that, I also was able to play on my other friends' projects as a musician, as a drummer there. So I got to kind of do everything.
So when you were in Berkeley, so you learned, like your major was a sound recording and a drummer?
Yeah, I took, you know, you could take drum classes and private instruction there. And I took some drum courses, but I think I realized pretty quickly that I didn't necessarily need a piece of paper to, you know, a degree to show that I could play drums. And I felt like the training I could get there in the studio was more applicable to a real world situation.
So then the guitar, it's another instrument you play, and we will tell our viewers they will be hearing you live playing here in the studio. And then of course we will be showing some exceptions from different DVDs where you perform as a drummer, as a singer, and a guitar player. And you mentioned that you were a songwriter as well. So how many songs did you write?
I'm up somewhere around 15. It's for me, it's a slow labor of love. It's not, you know, some people write a song in an afternoon. For me, it takes a while, but you know, I like to get them the way I like them. And
so when did you start it? It definitely came from your childhood or something. It's not one day you just decided that you will be a musician, a drummer.
Definitely as a kid, I always got out any boxes and pots and pans and pounded on them. I was a drummer from the start, start for sure.
Okay.
And then, you know,
but you never had a real drum set at that time?
I didn't have a real drum set until I was in 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm
was
sure
it a Christmas gift or something?
It was a birthday gift.
Ah,
yep.
Okay.
I'm sure my brother and sister can tell you that I pounded on everything I could get near.
So the rhythm was inside.
Yeah. And then from that, you know, I enjoyed that, but then as I grew up a little bit, I got a little more interested in writing. My mom is a good writer, and my brother as well. And so I sort of went the poetry route a little bit, but I always loved music. And it wasn't until even after college that
Oh, so
sort
you're
of
saying
brought
that
those together.
If you have your songs, means its lyrics is yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And music is yours. I
Yep.
see. That's interesting. Yeah. So, but you said you start writing poems again when?
I sort of did it for a while in high school, and then just kind of ditched it. And
So when the first song come out then?
after college, so you know, maybe about 8 or 10 years ago.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, it just all of a sudden it made sense to. I think, you know, with the guitar, it that made me want to write songs. I tried
see.
electric guitar to be, you know, the crazy guitar, and for me it just didn't work. And but somebody let me borrow their acoustic guitar, and then I was like, okay, this feels right. It's very rhythmic, like a drum, you know. So it fit me a little more, and then from that it made me just want to write songs.
And I know my family were at your concert recently. So is that the band you were playing with, or?
I have sort of a split personality as a musician. Drums has always been my home base. You know, I started when I was 9 years old. I was teaching music at a Mars music store that's now a business.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
My students performed there. Yeah.
So I was teaching there, and one of the guitar teachers said, "Hey, I'm gonna start playing with this band. You should audition." And I did, and it was just a perfect fit. And so that's been my band. That's called the Vicky Vox Band, and it's sort of very high energy, funk, blues, rock, soul, everything.
And so how often you perform and where, and how people can find the information?
Well, the information's at the website, vickyvox.com. Yep. And we have slowed our pace a little bit as we have more and more side projects going on. You know, for a while they were playing quite often, 2, 3, 4 times a month. You know, most weekends, and
mostly what area? Where?
Sort of outlying areas. Acton is one place we play. You know, we have played at the Regent Theater in Arlington.
So when people look on the
think.
website, it will be in the schedule.
Yeah, it's all on the website. So, you know, I love doing the drum thing there. And when I do the singer-songwriter thing, I have had the band play with me, but then obviously we're minus a drummer. And so that makes it a little trickier for me.
And I know you're playing keyboard, right?
Yeah, that's something I picked up along the way. I took drum lessons from this guy, and his son became my best friend, and his mother was a piano teacher, and so he was, you know, Mr. Magic, piano, guitar, everything, saxophone guy, like your son. And
hopefully.
And
yeah.
And so I don't know, it sort of seeped in slowly, and you know, I thought, oh, we'll get a keyboard, and I got one for Christmas one year, and you know, I just basically, he would show me what he played, and I you know, it was just a amazing time to experiment and learn the sounds of things. And it wasn't until Berkeley where that, you know, that really became like formal training, but I had such a automatic background of it by knowing this guy that it all, that part came easily to me later on. So I don't know, I think I was never satisfied with just being a drummer. You know, I liked the rest of the music and the chords and and then an extension of that, the production of a song and the engineering of a song and how to mic up a drum set, or all of that. It just
So the
it's
Harvard
everything.
Law School is just lucky that they got you as a sound technician, sound engineer there.
Yeah, it's funny. Most of the guys I work with are video guys. Some have a lot of audio experience as well, but like I came in there with no video experience, and so I got to learn. There's another thing, I didn't set out to do, but it just kind of has happened, and it's I don't know. I kind of like the whole package of playing music, recording it,
So, and
all
I
that.
think we will see that too. So now you have another hobby. Even my husband caught some day that you were with a camera on the street taking a picture of beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
So when that start, and did you have any publication of your photograph somewhere, or it's like maybe you got any prizes?
I haven't gotten quite that far with it. That's another thing I always wanted to get into, and through weird channels, I was able to. Someone gave me a camera, like a nice camera, and all of a sudden, that sort of.
So what's it
sparked
called?
everything.
Nice camera. What's that? Nikon?
I have a Canon, but yeah, it
okay.
doesn't matter.
I see.
But yeah, it sparked that, and you start with your cat.
Yeah.
You take a picture of your cat because they're there. I think it was winter when I got my camera, so you're stuck inside all the time. But yeah,
So now the star is your daughter.
the star is Paige, my daughter,
Yes.
and yeah, she's my
Hopefully
muse
we'll
now.
see some pictures too, and in the program we can
Definitely,
use it.
definitely.
Yeah. And I know another thing is it's amazing too that you are riding a bike all the time, going to work by bike. It's like another part of your love to ride a bike, or
Yeah, and I haven't done it as much lately, but for a few years there, I was really into mountain biking. I would go 3 or 4 times a week to the fells right here, which is amazing mountain biking right in your backyard. And
Yeah.
you get off a busy street and bike in 100 yards, and you feel like you're in the middle of New Hampshire or in the woods somewhere. And
yeah, it's really pretty there.
it's
yeah.
amazing there.
Yeah.
And I really got into that quite a bit for a while there, and not quite as much of a daredevil as I used to be. I had a few falls and stuff like that.
So, but this is passion came from childhood as well.
Yeah, always rode bikes for sure.
What do you remember their first bike? How old you were?
I do remember. I must have been 9 or 10 when I got maybe my
really?
first new bike. It
I
was like
see, I
a
see.
BMX bike, and
So
thought
when
it
you're
was-
buying a bike to your daughter, she should have a bike.
She should. Well, she has a car already, so
Yeah, I know.
the cozy coupe.
Yes. Well, so let's listen your music.
Okay.
You will sing for our audience, and then use some videos and DVDs and photographs. Then people will know you more and see what kind of art you can do.
Cool.